What's good, everybody? It's Chan with Ant. We're here today with
Yo, what's going on? It's AB, the one and only.
bro. So put me on. We've been waiting to do this interview for the longest now, bro.
I know. Just I've been sick and then just other shit coming up, but we here today though. That's what that matters.
Facts. So tell me about yourself, bro. Where you coming from and who you are and what's your name?
So obviously I go by AuxBandit, but AB for short. I'm from Queens, Corona, but I moved out to the island, Long Island right now. So I just doing music. I just really fuck with it. I got into it out of nowhere. It's like my first year doing this shit, but I really fuck with it heavy, like I always did as a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? I always been around music and all that shit.
Do you remember when was the first time you was introduced to music? Was there a song? Was there an artist?
I mean, growing up, like I have an older sister, and like when she was growing up, she had a boyfriend. He put me on to like Mobb Deep, Nas, and Big L, and all that shit. And I still bump that to this day. Now that I'm older, I understand what they saying. I was a young kid, I didn't know, but that's what I fuck with, and I still listen to it this day. And I just kind of like, yo, this is fire. Like music could be heat. Like they just talking like what they, what they been through, what they live, and just like how they feel and all that shit. And that's just basically like what put me on. I just never tried it, you know what I'm saying? But so one of my mans got a studio in his crib. We were just chilling. I was like, let me see the studio. So we went down there, and then I was like, oh, you play a beat, and just did a song, and just went from there.
That's fire. And do you remember the first time you recorded? Like, how did you feel? Were you excited, shy?
So like the first time I recorded, like I knew that I wouldn't sound bad, cause like I got a type of deep voice. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like a lot of niggas now recording got deep voices, so I feel like maybe I could do something like that. I mean, obviously, first time recording, I didn't know the structure of music. I didn't know how to find the pocket. I didn't know how to flow on a beat. But like as with time, my man was showing me, and then just went from there basically. He helped me a lot with my first song, can't lie.
And which one was your first song? Was it the song Bandit or the one that came out?
Well, that was my first. That was my first song that I've recorded. That I was like, all right, this is not bad. Like this is pretty good. That was my first song, Bandit. I did other couple songs before that with them, like little features, me and my two other boys. But my first solo song was Bandit that I fucked with.
Heard you. And you say you started in 1 year. Who were the influences? Besides Nas and everything, what other artists influenced you?
I mean, obviously at the time, at this time, all the drill artists is hot, like K-Flock and all them, and Shy K and all that. So like I fuck with their music, and I like how they sample old shit, new shit, and put it into a drill. So I was like, you know what? I fuck with what they doing. Maybe I should try to do that. You know what I'm saying?
When you first started, honestly, you started with a nice drill type of music, and then you changed it into it gave me like 90s back. You feel me? And I was like, oh shit, the new project just dropped out. Made me think of the Biggie's album that came out a while ago. What it was called? Give me 1 second. Life After Death. Yeah. It gave me Life After Death vibes. I was like, oh shit. As you mentioned, do you think drill was the first genre you started with? Is that what you wanted to come in with? Or?
I mean, so basically, I just had a plan of basically just like coming in with whatever people's listening to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people listening to drill music, so I wanted to come in with that. But obviously, I didn't want to do like a crazy sample drill. Like if you heard the tape, it's more of like a soul drill. It's like soul samples with the drill drums. A lot of people, they just sample anything. So I wanted something that I like vocal wise, and then put the drums on it, and I fucked with that. And then I was just like, I really like boom bap. That's what I want to do. I want to be a little different too. Everybody do drill, so I figured if I could go on these beats and do my thing, I really fuck with it.
Okay. So as you mentioned, this was your first year, 2022. Your first song that you actually released out into public was in June 24th, which was Bandit. What was the message behind Bandit?
So basically, I wasn't gonna name it Bandit, but then obviously, so before that song came out, I had a whole different name. And I made that song, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I like that name, Bandit. So I was like, AuxBandit. I put it together because all my niggas always make fun of me because I always want the aux. So I'm like, I'm always taking the aux because I always play fire. So I was like, yo, I'm the AuxBandit. So he's like, yo, that's fire. So then that's why came up with the name. Me and my man came up with the name AuxBandit. And just basically the message was just putting it out like who I am. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing it out there like AuxBandit. Like the song is called Bandit. So just, you know what I'm saying, putting it out there to just make it known like the name and just like an introduction kind of.
That was one of the songs that stuck out the most for me. As well, there was the other drill songs that came out with later on was like Mike, and he gave a Michael Jackson type of beat.
Yeah.
From there, it was Too Busy, Pain in Full, my favorite, and Who's Left. That one, bro, Who's Left. Honestly, I had that shit on replay all day. You talked a lot of shit on that about like, you know, you really don't know who to trust and who's really around you. What was the situation going during that time?
So basically, the situation about that song is, you know, obviously, you know, as a dude, you know, obviously, if, you know, you've had some kind of situation with a girl, you know what I'm saying, son, it didn't fall through, and, you know, you got done dirty. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna lie, I got done dirty in the past. So that shit just been sticking with me since. But even like a couple friends I had to kind of just put them to the side because I was into what they was into, and I drifted away to lock into the music. You know, some people got offended by that. Oh, you don't want to chill no more, you acting funny. But it's just what I like to do. So sometimes it's like you lose friends when you better yourself. So that's just what it is, and that's why I felt in that song.
Yeah, you had to recircle yourself and get yourself together, which was good though, because honestly, bro, after that you just started dropping nonstop, back to back to back, which is really hard because some people just lose interest or motivation after they feel like they don't have nothing to write.
Nah, I record every day, bro. Every day I put a song. I might not post a snippet every day, but I try to, you know, post it. But every day I try to record a song, either if it's good or bad. Just you know, getting that lab work in. Just keep going, getting consistent with it. You know what I'm saying?
And from those singles that dropped, which one did you want the most? Which one grabbed the most attention?
Paid in Full definitely grabbed the most attention for me, just because the sample, you know, obviously Dipset, everybody knows that, and just it got the most plays, and the video out on the gram got the most traction too. So that shit definitely put, you know, some more numbers on my charts and all that shit.
So your first debut album, pretty much you could call it, was Bandito. How did that, like, what was the whole message through that album that you wanted to share? You had about 7 songs on that.
So basically, so on Instagram, I made a video, like an intro video on that. So it was just basically like where I'm from, what the tape means to me. So like it went hand in hand with the album. So the album was basically, like I said, soul drill. It's a little different, and certain things that I like obviously Paid in Full, that's an older song. You know what I'm saying? Then I had a Gwen Stefani sample. Like I grew up watching and listening to her because I grew up with all females. So that was they shit. So that just shit that I just stuck with me and just like reminded me as a youngin', like gold BBS's, just being in the hood, or the dope boys with Benzes and gold BBS's. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just basically like what I grew up on and just like shit that I've seen growing up and just me, like being in the hood. Like that's what I seen, and I just had to put that out there, and for all that just went back to just being a kid and shit.
Yeah, as I mentioned right here, my favorite songs was Gold BBS's, which you was pretty much saying, as you said, you was watching Dope Boys, you saw the change.
Yeah, literally Dope Boys on the street, bro, busting jugs and then hopping in their brand new Benzes.
Is that what motivated you to be like, oh, I think I want to be in that type of?
Of course, I mean, because when you're a youngin', you don't really know what they doing, but you know they getting money because of what they have, chains, cars, and all that shit. And then, you know, being as a young, going to the store, seeing the cars parked up, like seeing my reflection of the VVS is like that shit. Yeah, hell yeah, that shit motivated. Like I want that shit.
So Van Wyck, that was my other favorite song. How did that song come into play?
Van Wyck. So basically the Drake sample, obviously I fucked with that shit hard, and just Van Wyck is just to be on, just to go serve custies. Like I used to just be on that highway and just that's how I felt. And one day I was driving on the Van Wyck at the time when I was recording. And I was like, yo, this shit really bring me back to home. So I was like, I gotta make this a song. And just named it Van Wyck, yeah.
Everything that you pretty much say on that album, is it pretty much like what you see, like how you said, you saw everyday life and growing up?
That's definitely it, like for sure. Growing up, seeing all that, or, you know, everything that I was doing as a youngin'. And, you know, yeah, hell yeah.
Do you usually write your own music, or do you punch in, or you just go straight?
Punch in, I don't write no music. Okay. So I don't know if that's weird or not.
Nah, bro. Everyone has their own technique.
I tried to write. Trust me, I tried. I don't knock people that write their music, but I tried to write. Then I go in the studio and it feel like robotic. Like I have no flavor. I'm just reading it off my phone. So that's why I like to punch in, because it's just basically I play a beat or somebody play a beat for me, and whatever comes to the head is what I'm going on there, or whatever I feel that day. If I went through some shit that day or whatever I thought about it, I'm putting it in a song.
So the newest album that you just dropped recently was What Happened to A.B. And it gave me, like I mentioned before, a 90s type of beat. And as you say, you like boom, bap, and all that. What were you trying to say? Like, where were you during the time you was gone, or like?
Nah, so basically, I didn't want people to see me as a drill artist or a drill rapper, as they say. Not knocking it. It's cool to be a drill rapper. I'm not knocking it. But it's just, I don't want to be like just another drill rapper. Oh, just another drill rapper. Everybody doing drill. So that's why I came up with the name What Happened with AB, because it's like people thought I was a drill rapper. I came out with this. It's like, yo, what happened to him? Okay. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, what happened to the old AB? And the reason why I like this song is because, of this album, is because I dropped my first album September on my birthday, and then I dropped this album a couple months later. Yeah. So everybody's like, what the hell? Like, when did you record this and when did you record this? Like, it just threw people off, and that's why I feel like people fuck with it, because it's a whole different flavor. And that's why I came up with that name, because it was, like, unexpected.
Do you feel like this was more of your sound, or did you have more fun with the drill?
Well, I feel like I had more fun with this tape only because it's like, it's just more about what you're saying. Because the beat, sometimes when you're on a drill beat, the beat is so good that you don't even pay mind to the lyrics. Yeah. If the beat sounds good and it sounds good, ad-libs, whatever, if it's knocks. But with this one, it was more like, let me hear what he's saying. And I feel like that was more of what I felt like, and just saying shit that I was saying is like more of me.
Spoke your mind onto that one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I feel you on that one. So my top 3 songs from that whole album was Soul for Keep, Crown, and Bastard. Which one would you like to get into?
Definitely Soul for Keeps.
Okay. So honestly, that's the shit that you went off. I was like, yeah, my son snapped on this one. I'm like, yo. So what was that message behind there? You wanted to just tell everyone like what was on your mind during that time?
So basically, like, for example, like the hook was like, bitches did me dirty, so my heart unfroze. Like, that's just that just getting done dirty shit was stuck for you forever. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas say that they with you, but they fold. So a lot of niggas done told, they fold. Like, it's just how, it's just a message of how I feel and how I view certain things. Is just putting all that in a song, and like the beat was good, and it just came like this. Like, once I heard the beat, I'm like, I got something, and I just recorded it, put it out, and I was like, yeah, this is it right here. I knew that this was gonna be a bop. Like, sometimes you just know. I've recorded 30 songs for this tape, and I only chose a couple. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
8 songs. This one you had 8 songs. It was pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed this one a little bit more than the first drop. Yeah. Because I felt like I learned more about who you were.
Exactly. Because this one is basically like this is what happened. Like, this is him now. Like, this is what I feel like is me. And obviously, I did the first tape. I liked it, but that was just to kind of get an introduction to people to kind of fuck with me. And then from this tape, it's like, all right, this is who he is now. And that's why I really like this tape.
Do you feel this was the album that grabbed the attention that you really wanted from?
Yeah. Because now it's like, okay, people could see like, all right, he's not really just a drill rapper. My boy could rap. Like, he really talking shit on these beats. He could get on any beats, like the versatility. Any beat you play me, I'm getting on it. I just got to listen to it and find the flow, find the pocket, and we doing it.
What should we expect with you? I know there's not a lot of features that you got on that's on your page. Do you have any other artists that you're working with right now? So
I always work with my man's Randy Riot. That's my man's. Like, we do music, we do our videos together. We mix our shit together. I do a lot of songs with him. He's on a new style, so we've been working on his tape. But definitely my man Breezy, like I said, and Blanco, we got something coming real soon. Hopefully another feature that I really want to do is Vito Corley. I've been talking to him, so hopefully that come through too. That's my guy. So hopefully soon we do sign.
Fire. And what is so I'm gonna ask everyone now who comes onto the show, what is your daily routine to get in the studio? Like, how do you get in your zone?
So daily routine is like, let's say, if I'm not in the crib, I'm not in the studio, I'm doing something, I got my AirPods on. I listen to beats that people sent me or the beats that I want to record. I made some beats too myself. So I play those in my headphones, and I just like, I think I got something for this. And basically, once I got something for this, I don't care what I'm doing. I got to get in the studio. Like, I have to go and get in the studio. Sometimes I wake up, my studio's up in my room. I just wake up, like, all right, let me just fuck with it. If I don't finish right there, I come back to it. But whatever the session is, I can't leave until I finish the song. Like, I have to finish the song that day. I can't take more than a day to finish the song, because then I just don't want. Yeah, I just won't I won't be like encouraged to finish that shit. So that's definitely the process.
And is there any upcoming projects right now coming?
Hell yeah, I got so I was telling him earlier, I got a tape. I'm gonna call it the A side and the B side. So, back in the day, the cassettes had two sides. So A side, B side, and it's one side is gonna be drill, the next is gonna be boom bap. So that's gonna be the little two sides. Hell yeah. So that's definitely what I'm working on right now. And just a bunch of other singles. I'm working on some music videos, marketing.
So you mentioned that you got marketing coming up. Is there any music videos that are coming with the project you just dropped?
So I'm trying to work on a music video right now for Paid in Full, because that's one of the better songs that I have on the drill side, and Sold for Keeps for sure. And then with this new music, this new tape that I have in the works, just promo videos and release date videos for sure. I always like to kind of just give people like a visual of what I'm working on and like the progress of what I went through to do the new shit, so people could really fuck with it.
And is there any producers that you work great with, like any engineers, or you just?
Yeah, so like I said, like my boy that helped me, that engineer, is my boy Randy Riot, and then I have my boy Z Tunes. He's a producer. He make beats for me. He helps us with the engineering part too. And I've just been working with just anybody that send me beats. If I like them, I like to work with them. But right now, just mainly Z Tunes, my boy Z Tunes.
Is that like a little group you guys are coming?
Yeah, it's a little group we have. It's just like us three, well, not my other boy too. There was four of us, but that's just a little group right now for sure.
Okay, nice. Do you want to shout anyone out? You can shout them out.
Yeah, just shout out all the boys. Shout out my boy Randy Riot, my boy Z Tunes. Shout out you, bro, for having me here today, and my boy Gandulas. Those are my guys. Word.
Also, where can we find your music videos, all that?
All right, so I'm on all platforms: Spotify, Apple, all socials is AuxBandit, and you can find me everywhere.
Also, bro, thank you for being on the show. Honestly, I got to learn a lot about you.
Thank you.
This was one of my favorite conversations. It was easy and mad smooth, bro. I can't wait to see what you got up next. And, bro, stay tuned for his freestyle and his blog as well.
I appreciate you.